about, you spoke about how critical you are to yourself. I want to expand on that a little bit.
All the time.
Tell me about your internal conversations and how do you get from being a negative Nancy to a point where you actually you make a step forward.
It's because, again, you remember earlier I said that, you know, it's always good to have something to work towards, to have that ambition, that goal or something. That feeling of wanting to achieve that thing that I've set out to do is stronger than my negative feelings. And it took a while to reverse that because it was the other way around first.
Right.
Knowing that I wanted to achieve something, knowing that I had the ability to do it, but it's almost as if, and it was the greatest disappointment I think I've ever felt, was not achieving something that I knew I could do because I was afraid of either what somebody else might think about it, or that you are not the person to do that. Make somebody else with more sense do it, or make somebody else with a bigger platform do it, or make somebody else. I have disappointed myself so many times. I have disappointed myself so many times, and I just decided to stop doing it. The happiest I have ever been is doing what I'm doing now, and to the point where I decided that, listen, now is a good time to really step out and really embrace it. And I remember having the conversation with you, and I said to you, well, Shelley, I'm on my own now. Do you remember what you said to me?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations, girl. You'll be fine. You can do it. I know you can do it. You'll be fine. And sometimes it's good to have people like that who you can have that conversation with and who can reinforce some of those things. But I have had to really do a lot of it myself, and it might sound like, oh yeah, she have her shit together. I don't. I have those. I still have days, and I still get that kind of why you feeling. So for the last 4 or 5 weeks or so, I have been doing a lot of conversations. I've been popping up on people's feed everywhere because everybody knows to talk to.
Because your damn self, by the way, I've been seeing it, and every time I see it, I smile because I remember having a conversation with you.
Because you know how far I'm coming from.
To sit down in front of the camera, and you don't like this and you don't like that, and look at you now because your damn self.
Exactly. So you know how far I've come from with this. So, and that's the point I was actually going to make. How before you couldn't get me, forgot her to nobody.
I remember.
No way. Like that. You know what I mean? And I know, and I know I will show up somewhere, and I'm so excited to start talking because I realize one, and this is why I know, trust myself that I know what I am doing. I know, trust myself that I know what I'm talking about. I know, trust myself that the information that I'm giving to people is something that I've done, that I know, that I've tested, that I've researched, and I'm only really telling you what I know. So even when you have people who, oh, I disagree or whatever, that's fine. I'm only telling you what I know.
Yes.
And what I think can work or have worked. And because I have now started trusting myself, because it's not like I never know so I'm bright, you know, because I've always known I was smart. And I remember one time a teacher said to me, the day you realize how smart you are is going to be the day that changed your life, because she told me that I was intentionally sabotaging my work.
No, but you were.
And this was something that I have done, Shelley, since primary school. When I say I held myself back because I was just probably the smartest person in my grade. And I just didn't feel like I deserved to be recognized as the smartest person in my grade. And I idled out the time, and I intentionally, you remember dictations and spelling?
Yeah.
I intentionally got words wrong. And I remember one time, because I used to go to a school called Balmore Primary School. It no longer exists. And my principal, whose name was Miss Jane, was the one who was teaching us from 5th grade. And I remember Miss Jane used to whoop our ass if we got below a certain grade, because you got 2 days to study the dictation and 2 days to study the spelling, so you should know. And I used to always think Miss Jane was picking on me, because Shelley, I can tell you, if I got less than a 90 in that woman dictation and spelling, she was bust my ass. And one day I got really fed up, and I'm going, but this person get less than. And she said, but that's what that person can do.
Yes.
You can do way better. You're intentionally holding yourself back, and she whoop my ass. Shelley, you see from that? Me not get nothing wrong in that woman. You see? You see? Why me have to bust your ass to get that out of you?
Yeah.
And Shelley, that is what I have noticed with myself. I literally have to get a kick in the face.
Yeah.
For actually do what I know I can. It's the same thing in college.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in college. I was like, I can't afford to redo any of these modules. I can't even afford to do the course now. I can't fail these courses. So when I was getting back coursework, and my coursework was like in the 70s, and I'm going, in the 70s? This not gonna hold, because I decided when I was going to college that me never just said I gonna graduate, because after me spend $2 million with you, but it's like I get a piece of paper say graduate. No, I want to get a piece of paper, I want a star on it. Because when we in a primary school, we used to love gold star. Yeah? So we didn't want a paper with a star on it. Which means I did not just pass, but I passed convincingly.
Of course.
And I literally, when I say I put in the work, Shelley, and it was in college that I realized that, and all this time, you were capable of this, bitch.
Yes.
All this fucking time.
Yes. And you've been holding yourself
all this time.
And you've been
holding myself up, and I still do it to this blessed day.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that I now realize when I'm doing it. I'm now conscious when I'm doing it, and I've stopped. I realize that I'm doing it. I realize that I'm doing it.
I think we have identified another thing. And the other thing is have people around you that's able to draw you out of your own way and push you forward. Because I've had conversations with you. And that's why I'm so proud to see where you have come now, because 2 years ago when you and I were talking and you had this idea, and I'm like, yo, I'm a shot, you can do it. And then you start telling me all of the reasons why it can't happen now, because you need this, and you need that, and you need this, and that I will do, and you need to do this. And you have a whole bunch of things. And now to see where you are, that you have grown to be a giant in the space, and what you have to say is not only what you know is what is, and what your contribution is so incredible that you add so much value to people's experience and how people understand a space that can make them so much money and can improve their business so much. And I watched you do that. And so having that voice, and somehow we only like friends when we can't agree with it. We only like friends where tell me what we want to hear and placate me and whatever. You need a friend to kick you in the ass too. You need a friend to say,
sometimes,
what you do? Yeah, you need a friend.
And I still sometimes
offended when that friend they drape you up, because they are seeing something that you are not seeing right now.
That I can't see, Shelley, to a point where sometimes I go into a space either to do a presentation or to give a talk or something, and I say, hi, my name is Kadia Francis, aka Digital Jamaican, and I'm you're the Digital Jamaican? Oh my god, I love the podcast, or I love the blog, and I'm going, and it always takes me aback, like, you do my podcast.
Yes.
So it has still not sunk in yet that people now recognize me in the space, and I still get that, oh my god, really? I don't think I'll ever get to the point where yes girl, that's me. I don't think I'm gonna ever get to that point.
Well, don't worry.
But no,
if often enough you might get there, but
but it's amazing now that people recognize you. When at one point I was like this close to saying, you know what, fuck it, whatever, I'm gonna go back to law because that's what I know. I'm gonna go back there and I'm gonna do my thing there. And I sat in a law office for 2 years stressing the hell out of myself doing a job that I absolutely hated doing. And I'm like, but this is what I should be doing. I get the buzz, I get this excitement. It's like I get so giddy, and then when people get it, and then And that's the thing, when people come back to me and go, oh my God, I tried it. I was like, I cannot tell you that kind of, and that's another thing too. You see, I think the turnaround for me really, really happened when I figured out what gave me that buzz, what gave me that, I guess you can say when I found my purpose, I guess. But that is really where the turnaround point was for me. It's like, you should be doing this all along. This is what you should be doing. This is what you know. This is what you're good at doing. And people are actually getting something from it. I was always a person who people come to for information. Because as I said, one of my superpowers is my brain, I think.
Then how much time I call you, ask you about things that we do and all that and all them kind of stuff.
Exactly. So I was always, and I'm always open to giving that information. And you can attest to that. So I was always a person giving away information to the point where people go, stop giving away information for free. You keep doing that. Stop doing that. From law school right back, I used to always just ask me anything. Sure, I'll get, because I love knowledge, and I also love sharing knowledge more than the knowledge itself. I like sharing it because if me know it, I think everybody needs to know it as well. Now that I realize that I can monetize that, what?
There you go.
The best thing that has ever happened. The best thing that has ever happened to me. So I guess once you find that thing, that one thing that really drives and motivates and moves you, and give it that tingly feeling where you feel nice all over.
Yes,
and after you're done, you feel this. After every consultation session, Shelley, whether it's a free session or a paid session, I am so buzzed and energized because that's the effect of it for me now, to the point where it's all I actually want to do.
All right.
I've neglected dating. I've neglected the dating scene because I just can't with that. I've neglected the dating scene. And really focus a lot of energy.
Another time right now. But I want to give you an opportunity to give a word of encouragement to the persons who are on the feed right now, who's at the brink, who COVID has given some time to reassess and to evaluate their lives, and they want to now step out and take a chance on that idea that they have had for 4 years and been waiting to do something about. And now, just give a word or some sort of empowerment as to what they can do to get to the point where they feel all tingly, like how you just described about the work that they do every day.
Honestly, if I'm very confident in giving advice about tech and digital stuff, otherwise I'm not. But if you can afford therapy, go to therapy.
Yeah.
If you can afford to go and get, just like how if you're seeking a doctor, you need to go somewhere with somebody who's professionally trained. Don't go to a Christian one, and I'll tell you why.
Most of them are Christian.
Even if you're a Christian, try to find a secular therapist that use standard, scientifically proven methods and whatever to get to the root of you, to get to the root of it. Okay, but just if it's not a professional therapist or whatever, and to be honest, if you're whether you're a Christian or not, find that one person, like Shelley said, that you can have honest conversation with and get honest feedback from.
Yeah.
You don't need an echo chamber, and you don't need a mirror. You don't need somebody to, well, you actually need that person to reflect back what you're saying to you, but not to say, oh no, you're fabulous, you're doing great, blah, 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 but to really tell you that you need to suck it up and get up to get shit done. You need that kind of person.
Yeah.
And sometimes that person may just be yourself, because for me, for a long time, that person was myself. And I started talking really rough to myself, like, if you don't shut up and get your ass up and read that goddamn book.
Yeah.
Literally, I have had to be that for myself for a long time. But I remember what really started this whole thing was that teacher, we call her Miss Birdie, from high school, who used to do the local therapy sessions with, and a lot of what she taught me how to do to like disrupt my thought patterns or whatever,
right,
is stuff that I still use to this day. And if I could afford, or when I can afford to go really talk to somebody professional, that's one of the biggest investments I think I'm going to make.
And that would be a worthwhile investment. Absolutely.
So if you can afford to talk to somebody But you have to get really, really, really real with yourself.
Yeah.
You have to get really real with yourself. You have to acknowledge a lot of things about yourself that you may not like or you may not want to acknowledge about yourself. You have to understand, and I think what is lacking in a lot of people is that they really don't know who they are, like deep down on the inside. Who are you, and do you like that person?
Yeah, it's true.
That was a revelation for me, because I didn't like that person, none at all.
It's true.
Did not like that person, none at all. And then, okay, these are the things that you don't like about that person, but it's you. So how are you going to evolve into somebody that you like for yourself? And another thing that I used to do was I used to take the things that people like about me and make that my problem, or don't like about me and make it my problem. I've stopped doing that.
Yeah,
I've stopped doing that. Oh, you think, oh, when you wear your hair this way, you're so pretty. I don't like wearing my hair that way. And what? That's not how I like wearing my hair. Or when you dress this way, you look so pretty. I don't like high heels. Sorry. So I have stopped acquiescing to everybody else's idea of who I am.
Right. Okay.
And that's I think that's a powerful thing. Stop acquiescing to everybody else's idea of who you are, and instead spend some time really trying to figure out you. Really trying to figure you out. I can tell you about me so well right now.
Yeah.
And it's such a difference, because now, even though I'm not at the point where I'm the most wonderful, liberated, perfect person, I am not. I still have anxieties. I still have depression issues. I still get stressed out. But now I can at least recognize it. I can at least recognize it, and I now have the power to acknowledge it. Because sometimes you don't want to acknowledge certain things when you say,
but Kadia,
no, I have the power to acknowledge it.
One of the things that I will encourage you to do, to stand in your awesome. I think you're still uncomfortable with your awesome. Stand in your awesome. You are Kadia Francis, and you're awesome. Yeah. You are just, you're the best thing ever. Yeah. We're not talking about perfection, because perfection is unattainable, and we're not interested in perfection anyway. But we have to be able to validate ourselves and to say, yes, I am good at this. This is who I am, and stand in that and be comfortable with that. That
thing where you just said a while ago?
As Jamaican girls, we are always taught to wait for somebody to give us that validation. For us to say, I am is somehow egotistical and arrogant, and it's wrong, and it's bad, and you're this and you're that. I rubbish all of that. Because if you don't believe in who you are, who will? If you don't know what you're capable of, who does? Who writes your resume? Why can't you say, I am the authority on digital applications in Jamaica, and stand in that? Because you have done the work, you know what you're doing, you have laid the foundation, and you are who you are. And you own that and be that and revel in that and stand in that and be okay with that. And we are.
I'm getting there. My can't be so strong.
No man, you have to be strong.
I almost reached there.
You have to be strong, man.
I'm not there yet. Honestly, I'm not. I'm not at that point yet. I'm not at that point yet. That's what I'm saying. There's still so much that I'm doing, but
you
it's
have
a
something
conscious
to work
effort.
towards.
Yeah, it's a conscious effort to do it every day, because I now have an ideal version of myself in my head that I'm working towards. And you said something about adding to resume. I'm literally every day adding to my person resume, becoming more and more the person that I want for myself, or that I see myself as.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's not just a goal as in career goal or a monetary goal. I now have a goal as to who I want to become. And I'm liking my progress so far. And I know that more and more every day I am becoming that person. And that's a good feeling. But I am glad that I actually decided that I was going to really try and figure out what the hell was going on inside my head, who I was as a person, why I was so combative towards my own self, so negative, so disruptive in my own mind. It took me a lot. I found some answers, and the hurt went dredge up, Shelley. It dredge up out. A well of anger that surprised the hell out of me, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happened. And I had a good, big, dirty ball, Shelley. Like, ball when we reach down in my belly button. Ball, nose knot. And I could not tell you why I was crying. But Shelley, let me tell you something. A ball for hours, just a ball. And you see, at the end of that, that was that.
Yeah.
That needed to have come out that way. It needed to have come out that way. I think I broke that day. I literally just broke that day. And you see, once that broke, Shelley, that was the end of that. That was the end of that.
Growth is painful.
Man, I bawled. I was, and that when I say I bawling, Shelley,
Yeah, really.
to the point where my eye them swell up and my face swell up, and it took me a couple days to get over it and get back to normal, you know. And then you see, after that, I was like, yeah,
you needed that.
That needed to happen. And in fact, it has happened more than once, and it's like exorcising your demons. Every single time it happens, it's like exorcising your demons. And I just feel better and better. And right now, I say to you, if I feel like ball, I go ball.
The
ball. If I feel like ball, yes. And another thing too that is important. Don't restrict how you feel about something, and that's another thing that I've started doing too, Shelley, is actually talking up for myself, and you talk about standing in truth. That is something I've started doing for myself. If I used to be the person that if I go into somewhere and I never like the food or the food not cooked properly, I wouldn't send it back. Me try eat it, because you don't want to disrupt nobody. You don't want to. I've stopped doing that. If me is the person who going to NCB go cost the all have 7 teller station only 3 hour work. Me is that person who going to NCB go cost because you not gonna treat me less than I take my money.
If you don't say anything, they're not going to change anything.
Exactly. So I know talk up for myself. Yes. I know I'm very protective of myself, especially when it comes to the dating scene or whatever. I know what I want for myself. And if you're not that guy, no matter how good the sex is, or no matter how pretty you are, if you're not that guy, you're just not that guy. You're not going to get my time.
It's not you. Moving on. Next person.
Moving on. And I am willing to walk away from it just to say, okay, it's not you. And that's boy, liberations can come in
it
so many
so
ways,
awesome.
But that's such a liberating thing to do as well.
This has been such a revealing conversation, and so important because we don't as women we don't talk about ugly things enough, and I really do believe that the way we are socialized leaves us ill-equipped to deal with a lot of things that we end up have to deal with as adults. Yeah. So a lot of us find ourselves.
And the things that have happened, because I've not even touched on the sexual abuse yet.
No, we have to talk about that another time. But stick a pin in that.
You see what I'm saying? All right. So many things can affect your mental.
No, without a doubt. Yeah. A lot of us have a lot of demons walking with because of experiences that we have had in our past that we have not dealt with. And it affects and it colors everything that we do, from our career to our relationship with our parents, to our relationship with our spouses, to how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to our children. So it's a whole something. But I just want to say thank you for joining me today, and I think this has been such an awesome exchange because, you know, a lot of things came out of it, and it is so important to value your journey because all of those things that happened made you who you are right now and made me who I am right now, and we are sitting here able to tell these war stories because we have
and talk it out loud and talk it out loud so other people can hear.
Yeah, man. And we have to engage in these type of activities more often because we have so much to learn from each other. And so I really want to say thank you so much for joining me. And thank you to everybody.
Thanks for the invitation.
For joining us. I mean, it's supposed to should have been 1 hour, but we don't know how long this now because it gone way by hour long time. But you know, we adjust. And Girlfriendz is here every single Sunday, 6 o'clock. So come back next week. Kadia and I are going to set a date for another for the follow-up conversation to this because I really do want to talk about sexual abuse. And a lot of the time people think about sexual abuse and they go straight to rape. And there's a whole heap of
it's not rape. Yeah.
Appropriate behavior and rape. So we're going to talk about the shades of it. Right? So thank you, Kadia. Big up your damn self.
Thanks so much, Shelley. And thanks guys for listening to my madness.
Of course. And I'm so excited to see what else you do. I'll be cheering you on. I think you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
And I think you're really digging up a lot.
Same. Are you me a follow still, you know? Are you me a follow still, you know? How unashamed and bold and just how you just yourself. Yeah. And a lot of the times we go, she said that and she posted it. A lot of times I'm watching you talk and I'm going, she posted that? I was like, girl, you're one badass female.
I have no problem being a trendsetter, my dear. Come right along. I will step forward. And
no problem being controversial and then standing in that too.
Yes, as it should be. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody.
Kick over uppercut and kick people in them face and bear things.
Hey! Me say, I don't know what I will tell myself my afro get big so you know, because me I make an afro big so you know. I don't want the afro that is just inappropriate. That when we go to places and we sit down, anybody who sit down behind me just get annoyed. Just kiss them.
Can't say.
What's the move? But well good everybody. Thank you.
Man.
We'll see you next week Sunday right here for another episode of Girlfriendz, Cocktails and Conversations. Later guys.
Bye guys.
Bye.